working towards self-sufficiency, homesteading, having a small holding. Is any of this possible? Well, it's the start of 2021 and I'm going to make a start and give it a go. Hey everyone, how's it going and welcome back. I've been talking for ages about how I want this garden to be productive, not just ornamental, how I want to have a veg garden, a really productive polytunnel so that I can work towards a little bit of homesteading and self-sufficiency. Well, the time for talking is over and now it's time to take a bit of action. It's the start of a new year and I'm going to get stuck in. It's probably going to take me a good couple of months just to get the basics set up in place. But today I'm going to make a start on this thing, the polytunnel, and given the weather, I don't think there's a better place to start. Oh, thank goodness I'm in the polytunnel today rather than outside in the cold and the snow. Even though it's not heated, it's a lot more comfortable being in here. So we were really lucky that we inherited this polytunnel when we bought the house. I think it's a brilliant thing to have, even though it's seen better days. The plastic is pretty old now and it's getting saggy. The frame is a little bit bent out of shape. But I think if I put some work into a renovation, if I plough some TLC into this place, it could be really valuable and it could be a really nice productive space for me. But I think it's fair to say that it's pretty messy at the moment and that is all my fault. It was a lot nicer earlier on in the year when I was growing the tomatoes and cucumbers. But during the autumn I've used it as a little bit of a dumping ground, if I'm 100% honest. And now look at it. So obviously there's still the plants, there's my strawberries that are in drawers and in pots, but I've also got some ferns that I bought that I wanted to plant around the pond and I haven't had a chance, so they're going to have to wait until the spring. But as well as that, as I look around I can see piles of rubbish, there's a couple of piles of wood chip, there's an old pallet, there's old carpets, there's a compost tumbler that I haven't got round to using yet. There's compost that I had the tomatoes and the cucumbers in. There's even big pieces of beech tree that I cut off earlier in the autumn. I had this mad idea that I would leave them in here, let them dry out and then use them indoors. That's not going to happen, so they're gonna have to go. So I really need to get stuck in and get this place cleared out, and I'm going to try and get that all done today. So first thing, all the plants need to get moved up onto the table so that they're safe. Okay, cool. That's the plants moved and now I feel like I've got a little bit of space to work in. The small plants have gone up onto a table in that corner of the polytunnel and the big plants and the drawers with the strawberries have gone onto this side. Do you ever remember as a kid you used to get those little puzzles? They're like a jigsaw puzzle, but you can only slide the pieces around rather than lifting pieces out. That's what this place feels a little bit like, where I have to move things over here and then here and then here and then here just to have the room to be able to move and work. But I think once I get it cleared out, that problem's going to fix itself. So now that we've got the plants sorted, the next big job is to get shredding. Right, let's get this thing fired up and get shredding, because the best thing is all of the wood chip that I'm going to make from this and the wood chip that I already have in the boxes here, I'm going to use to line the paths inside the polytunnel so that I don't have to buy gravel or bark. This thing is brilliant, but it is really loud. Like really loud. Like really loud. Okay, certainly made light work of that lot. Now there's only a few little bits that I just need to tidy up, and that's that job done. Right, the shredder's turned off, peace has once again been restored, and I thought I'd have a really quick chat about what I understand homesteading and self-sufficiency to be, because I'm really interested in it, and I've been subscribed to a load of YouTube channels about it for quite a while, especially since we bought this place, and I really wanted to look into it to find out whether it's going to be possible for me or whether it's too full on. And certainly, when I started looking at it on the internet, there is a very wide range of definitions, but here are the things I've found. So the definition I found for homesteading is that homesteading is a lifestyle of self-sufficiency. It's characterized by subsistence agriculture, home preservation of food. Okay, I can certainly get behind both of those. And may also involve the small-scale production of textiles, clothing and craft work for household use or sale. Okay. A small holding or a small holder is a small farm operating under a small-scale agriculture model. Definitions vary widely. Well, yeah, absolutely. And small holdings are usually mixed farms supporting a single family with a mixture of cash crops and subsistence farming. So on that one, yeah, I'm not quite sure how far I'm going to be able to go under that banner. And then the final one is self-sustainability. And the definition that I found is that self-sustainability is a type of sustainable living in which nothing is consumed other than what is produced by the self-sufficient individuals. I really love that definition, and that's something that I'd really like to work to. So looking at each of these definitions, I can see bits that I really want to try and achieve myself, but I'm not gonna lie, it's really pretty daunting. But do you know what? There's only one way to find out, and that's to give it a go. So that's what I'm gonna do. 2021, I'm gonna make a start. That's why I'm making a start on renovating this place, and we'll see how well I get on. Right, enough chat, back to the work. The next thing to go, or at least just to go outside, is this thing. It's a compost tumbler. As you'll know, I generally use my hot composter to make compost, and I've never had a go with this thing. I got it for free off a very kind couple on FreeCycle about a year ago, and since then it's sat in the corner of the polytunnel not getting used. So let me know in the comments down below. Would you be interested in seeing how I get on with this? I've obviously posted videos on how I use my hot composter, so let me know if you'd like me to do the same with this thing, and we'll see how well it works. But for now, it's taking up space in here that I can't afford, so it's going outside. I'm not gonna lie, this is the bit of the job that I really was not looking forward to. And it's getting rid of all of this, all of the random rubbish that I've accumulated in the polytunnel. I don't know why, it just seems like a rubbish magnet this year. So there's bits of plastic, bits of wood, there's a bit of a chair, there's a pallet over in that corner, there's polystyrene over in that corner. So I'm gonna get to work, I'm gonna separate out what needs to go in general waste versus recycling. I'll check if there's anything useful and I'll keep that, and hopefully that's gonna clear this place out a bit. And then I need to be better at not letting this stuff creep back in. The other thing I need to do is get rid of these. These are the tubs that I had the tomatoes and cucumbers in last year. They did really nicely. When they were spent, I cut them down, but as you can see, that's as far as it went. I've got all these tubs of spent compost, but I'm not going to get rid of them. All I'm going to do is set them outside, and then when I've built the raised beds in here, all of this compost can go into them just so that they don't go to waste. So, okay, I've talked about it enough. Let's make a start. Yep, I wasn't kidding. I really do have a bit of an old chair. There's even this that needs to get shifted. Whew. Right, so I'm really starting to make progress now. All of the rubbish is gone. It's out of here. The stuff that's staying in here is more organized. I've got plants here. I've got the wood chip in the corner ready to go. And most of all, I've got space where I can keep working now. So giving myself another break. And I thought I'd have a quick chat about how far along the journey I think I can go. That's how far along the self-sufficiency homesteading journey I can go. Because if I'm really honest with you, as soon as I started to make this video, I started to think, am I a total fraud? Because I have no experience of homesteading or self-sufficiency. And I don't know whether it's this absolute lofty dream that's totally impossible. And then I remembered, like anything, it's a journey. And as cliche as it is, every journey starts with a first step. And that's what today is. It's my first step. It's like a marker that says, I'm clearing out and this is where I'm going to begin. Now, what I also realized was that we have really good foundations to build a self-sufficiency homestead style lifestyle. We've got a great space for a vegetable garden. We've got an orchard. We've got an inherited polytunnel. All of these things are really good jumping off points that I can use during the year to really get stuck in. One thing I have learned though about YouTube is I really need to stop talking about what I'm going to do. More importantly, what I'm going to do and when I'm going to do it. Because I don't know how many times, is it 2 or 3 now? I've talked about the vegetable garden, or more importantly, how it's not a vegetable garden and it's going to be a vegetable garden. So this is the vegetable garden, or what I'm calling the vegetable garden, even though there isn't one here at the minute. It's the next big project that I'm going to be undertaking, and I'm hoping to start in the next couple of weeks. I've talked for ages and several times on this channel about turning this whole space into a really epic veg garden. You get the picture. So I'm not going to talk about what's going to get done on a timeline anymore. What I am going to do though is I'm going to chart my journey as I work towards a self-sufficient homestead style lifestyle, and we can look back in a year and see how I got on. Ultimately, I think that's the thing. I'm not committing to becoming a full-on homesteading, self-sufficient person, but if I go with the principles and I go with that goal of working towards it, I think it'll be really good fun to see how far along I get. And you know what? There's a lot of fun to be had in the process. There's still a lot of seeds to be sown, a lot of plants to be planted, and hopefully a lot of food to be eaten. So I'm really looking forward to it, and hopefully you'll enjoy following the journey as well. Now, enough chatting. There's still more work to get done. Whole day's work has gone in, and in fact you can see that the sun is setting behind me, but it is so much clearer in here, and because of that I'm so much happier. You can see how much space is actually here. It's a really good sized polytunnel. It's about 5.4 meters by 5.4 meters, which is about 18 foot by 18 foot. So it's going to be more than big enough for what I need it for. And there's going to be loads of room to have raised beds to bring on lots of nice produce. Now this is only the start, because all of these horrible moldy carpets and rugs, they need to get lifted and they need to go. Outside, the polytunnel is surrounded by grass, and that's not really very practical in an Irish climate. It gets really trampled on and muddy. I want to work on that. I want to clean the plastic, and then I want to get the raised beds built, filled with soil and compost, and then I want to get growing. But what's really good is I've made a start. All of those things, they're going to be tasks for another day and another YouTube episode. But I've got the room that even if I want to start bringing on some seeds or some plants, I can still do that. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you found it interesting hearing how I'm going to be starting on this sort of homesteader, self-sufficiency style lifestyle. And as ever, leave me a comment down below. Hit the like button if you did enjoy this. If you haven't already, subscribe and make sure to hit the bell icon so that you'll be notified when I post my next video. And until next time, see you later.